Yo, what's up guys? It's me, Chef NelSazon, and today I'm making some cinnamon streusel muffins. This recipe includes packed brown sugar, baking soda, all-purpose flour, milk, cinnamon, salt, 2 eggs, butter, sugar, vanilla extract, and baking powder. Before making the muffins, preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. To kick things off, let's dive into creating the cinnamon streusel topping. Our opening act calls for a half a cup of flour. Our second ingredient will be 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar. This adds moisture, flavor, and a slightly denser texture. Our third ingredient will be half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Our fourth ingredient will be a pinch of salt. Just before we toss in the final ingredient, let's mix these ingredients together to ensure even distribution and a well-balanced streusel topping. Our final ingredient will be 3 tablespoons of butter. Cut in the butter until completely incorporated. This serves as the primary fat component that helps bind the dry ingredients together, creating a crumbly and rich texture. After chopping the butter into chunks, let's get creative and mix it up until it's all crumbly with the cinnamon streusel topping. Now that the butter is all crumbled up, make sure to chill the cinnamon streusel topping in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Coming up next is the muffin batter. Our first ingredient will be 2 cups of flour. Our second ingredient will be 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This helps the muffins rise and become fluffy. Our third ingredient will be 1 teaspoon of baking soda. This also helps the muffins with their rising process. And our last dry ingredient will be half a teaspoon of salt. Now blend all the dry ingredients together. Now that the dry ingredients are done, let's move on to the wet ingredients, apart from the 1 cup of sugar. Our second ingredient will be half a cup of softened butter. Before adding the rest of the ingredients into the bowl, let's mix the sugar and the butter together to incorporate the air into the mixture. After blending the sugar and the butter, it's egg time. Crack 1 egg in, mix it up, then repeat with the second egg for that perfect batter blend. Our fourth wet ingredient will be half a cup of milk. Before we toss in the final wet ingredient, give it all a good mix with a spatula. And our final wet ingredient will be 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Adding vanilla extract to muffins not only enhances the flavor, but it also adds a pleasant aroma to the baked goods. Alright, let's snag those dry ingredients and blend them in with the wet ones. Use a wooden spoon or spatula just until combined. Don't dump all the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients all at once, or else you'll end up overmixing the batter. We want our muffins to be light and fluffy, not tough and dense. After we whip up our muffin batter, it's time to grab a muffin tray and plop that batter into the waiting muffin cups. After we have dolloped all the muffin batter into all the cups, it's the perfect moment to generously shower each muffin with that irresistible cinnamon streusel topping. This will add a delightful crunch, a burst of sweet cinnamon flavor, and a touch of richness to the muffins. Alright, into the oven these muffins go at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, reduce the temperature to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for another 14 to 16 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. If you're wondering how to say cinnamon streusel muffins in Spanish, it's muffins con streusel de canela. Muffin is the same in Spanish since it is universal, like one of my previous videos about the brownies. And now it's time for the moment of truth. These cinnamon streusel muffins right here are described as delicioso and irresistible, adding a perfect balance of sweetness and spice to each bite. I made these muffins perfect. They are not too sweet, but they're not too bitter. Well, here we have it, cinnamon streusel muffins. Thanks for watching and please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace. Y, ¿sabes qué pasa si le das un muffin a un alce?